everybody, and welcome back to Mage the Ascension the Victorian Age here on Dork Tales. It has been a little while since we have been here doing our magey thing with you, and we're very excited to be back. I'm Kelly. I'm your storyteller with you tonight. I use he and him as my pronouns, and it is once more a swashbuckling, quiet place endeavor tonight as we continue inside of the diabolical cage. Just before we begin, we're going to pass around and say hello to everybody. Amy is under the weather tonight with a sudden migraine, so they cannot make it. But we decided that we'd waited so long that and we wanted to get the games out before Christmas that we decided to press on anyway. So Amy, I hope you're feeling better, and Amy will be joining us next session, and pretty soon you will be also able to see Amy's Seeking, which we are doing next weekend. So let's go around in a circle and introduce the characters who were able to make it tonight, starting with Christine.
Hello, I'm Christine. I use she, her pronouns, and tonight I get to play Dr. Evelyn Taylor, our Society of Ether member.
Nice. Over and down to Jen.
Hi, I'm Jen. I use she, her pronouns, and I get to play again Josephine Carrington, our Order of Hermes Banitharsis. And despite the fact that I have found my regular Octavius, I have a new Octavius as well.
We have a new Octavius? Oh, that's cute.
He's so cute. I love him so much.
So
adorable.
So many Octaviuses. And last but not least, over in the middle center, we have Darcie. Or, pardon me, we have Robin. Your transformation was so complete.
I know. It's weird because I'm used to you saying the baby of the group, but I guess I've been playing Mage for like 2 years now, which is wild to think.
And
Wow.
other games and
Other chronicles. It's absolutely wild. So yes, hello, I'm Robin. I use she, her pronouns, and I am playing Darcie Harkness, a lovely member of the Verbena, with her familiar Bran, who's behind a wall, but I forgot to grab him. But her one-eyed familiar cat, who's black, and I just absolutely adore, especially the cheapified version of him.
The cheapified. Speaking of chibis, we got a ton of new chibis out. If you're watching us live, you can definitely see we have a bunch of them as emojis. If you are, I think you just have to be a subscriber to get them. But yeah, let's pop them in the chat and so you can see them all. Our artist Mix Light made them for us, and they're all adorable. They are super cute, and I'll put them on the screen during the Let's Talk to the chat. A big thank you to everybody who has been requesting nonstop that we continue this game, because we just had to wait for Robin's harvest season to finish. Yeah, it's done. Your harvest is done, right?
For 1 year.
For 1 year.
For 1 year. Then it comes back again next year.
In Mage Book 5, we're gonna have to take another break.
That's fair.
At least we could probably time it a little more, right? We could probably figure out more or less.
Random just asked me a question, and I'm looking at my character sheet very scared.
What is the question?
What's your current and total willpower? Boy, my current willpower is nothing, and my max is 6.
All right, well, feel free to buy them willpower, everybody. All right, so... folks, we're going to be getting into game in just a minute, but before we do, I need to thank our sponsor for the night, Bookwyrm Games. Bookwyrm Games is a huge supporter of not only Dork Tales, but all World of Darkness properties. True fact, when I did my initial call with Michael, the guy who runs Bookwyrm Games, the first thing I saw besides his smiling face was a big Nosferatu poster on his wall, like the Nosferatu clan book, Nosferatu. So that was, I knew I was in good hands at that point. Also, Christine is showing off her lovely gemstone D10s, which were her birthday present this year, and they are a fantastic set that you can buy at Bookwyrm Games. They have gemstone dice, 170 different types of dice, not only limited to those gemstones, but also to wood dice, to resin, liquid core, edible, and more. You can even get tea if you want to, enjoy the Victorian age in style. They even have teas like Black Forest Cake. So you can enjoy yourself with those, and pretty soon you'll even be able to get gaming tables from Bookwyrm. Better yet, you can save 10% with code DORKTALES on checkout. Please do so. They're a great company. They treat us well, and their dice will hopefully treat you well. I'm going to roll one right now. It was a 6. That's a success. All right. So besides that, does anybody have any questions, comments, or concerns before we begin? I mean, concerns, obviously.
Like many games,
concerns.
so many concerns.
And don't worry, it's only been like, what, 3 months? So I don't have to catch you guys up at all. I don't have to give you any summaries or anything, right?
No,
'Cause
I absolutely know why I have 2 health boxes left. That's
Okay.
100%.
So,
That's eidetic memory. I know exactly what happened.
perfect. Well, then I'm just going to remind the viewers because I'm sure that the players all know exactly where they are. So, here's what happened. At the beginning of Book 2, you all awakened in Paris on a perfect day, lived an idyllic life living out of this small little boarding house for young women. However, you realized it wasn't exactly a perfect day and that you were in a perfect day loop, slowly breaking free from that and murdering your housekeeper, the madam of the boarding house. Probably the wrong term, but you get the idea. You realize that you were trapped in some sort of asylum, reliving the same day over and over and over, with some heavy breathing observer watching you. From there, you escaped into another section of this facility to realize that you had suddenly been sucked into an Alexandre Dumas style French epic swashbuckling adventure. While there, you continuously traded in and out of the delusional state that you found yourselves in, eventually fighting your way to the palace to rescue the man in the mask, the man in the iron mask, who turned out to be none other than your good friend, Dr. Vivian Freeman, having been forcibly reverted to her previous state prior to her transition. At that point, you all snapped out of the quiet, at least for a little while, and had a memory of what got you here. You were in a facility that was called the Cage. You had made your way there, for when you made it to Paris after the events of the initial escape from the book previous, you encountered a number of demons. Chastity descended into near Catatonia. Evelyn dove into research. Darcie tried to expand and broaden her horizons. Josephine tried to find a boat. And as you lived throughout those events there, you came up against societal restrictions. You came up against a number of woes, not the least of which being that several established mages in the city let me put that a different way. Several established men in the city who happen to be mages had a particular dislike of the boundary pushing that Vivienne's new lifestyle presented, and tricked all of you into attending a function, or at least a couple of you into attending a function, where they had Vivienne committed. Vivienne, being a dear friend of yours, you decided to go rescue her and found yourself in this predicament. And that is where we are going to be resuming game in just a minute. With you having reached Vivienne in the dungeons beneath Countess Octavie's palace, I should say, rendered in stunning lightning-covered graphics behind us. And your job from here is to get out and potentially take down Dr. Escoffier, or just get the hell out. There are many ways for you to win this. Chastity is presently with you, and we will be jumping into that in a minute. But before we do, I just also wanted to say that this book of Mage the Victorian Age does deal with some particularly harsh issues. And I would like to present just a generalized content warning for violence against women. There is transphobia in this section. This is all presented as a very bad thing. But I know this can be triggering for a lot of people, and this can be harmful for a lot of people. So if this is something that gives you some type of negative reaction, please come back in book 3. It's a much more rollicking tale. It's got a train. It's going to be less stressful for you. But this felt like a story that needed to be told. I don't know if I'm necessarily the person that needed to be telling it, but it's out here now. So I hope that this is all right for everybody and that you all enjoy it. But there's your content warning. We've already discussed lines and veils, so we know what we are capable of, but please take care of yourself.
Also, sorry for grinning like a lunatic when you're giving that lovely heartfelt content warning. I just remembered what we discussed at the...
I just looked at our private chat.
Yeah, that's what I remembered about the fact I'm a life form mage. And
You're
removing...
going like this?
Yeah. It's gonna be great. I'm gonna take their dicks and stab them with their dicks. It's gonna be wonderful.
You're gonna take their dicks and stab them with their... You're gonna turn them into a dick knife?
Yeah, I'm gonna turn them into a dick knife. A dick kebab.
Like one of those, like a magician's box where they put all the swords through, just dicks instead.
Yeah, just dicks.
But like actually real and not magician trick.
Yeah, no, they're getting stabbed.
Now all I can think about is that meme that said, when Ted Cruz had that weird beard, and there was that meme that said he looks like Wolverine, but instead of claws, flaccid penises came out of his hands with that sound. It was like,
what?
It was a meme. I didn't come up with it, but he did.
Yeah, that's fair. I never saw that one, and I'm...
Someone send that meme into our Discord right now.
No.
Tag Jen.
I do have a tag. Yeah. Yay. I do have a question. I am no longer under the active effects of the quiet, correct?
Except for that permanent resonance that's burned into your brain.
Yeah, no, that's fine. It's the act. That's why I said active effects.
Yeah, let's say that you're like you're still influenced by it emotionally.
Oh, absolutely, I am.
Okay. So last episode, some of you were very grievously harmed because you did fight your way through Countess Octavie's guards. You also had an encounter over at a tavern with Cardinal Escoffier's at the Suckling Pig Tavern. You had an encounter with Cardinal Escoffier's Inquisitors. And Teddy died again. He's good at that.
Yeah.
All right. Does anybody have any other questions before we begin, now that we've kind of summed up everything?
I don't think so. I'm just kind of starting to like contemplate what I have and what I can use for mayhem on this complete and utter asshole when we catch up to him.
Sounds good. The last thing I want to say is, folks, if you're tuning in for this and you're a fan of our World of Darkness and Chronicles of Darkness games, you very well may want to consider joining our Patreon. Patreon now has 2 episodes of Old Gods of Appalachia up. It has Demon the Descent and Hunter the Vigil Summons, both of which are getting new episodes very soon. Demon, well, actually, new to you, Demon's done. It just has 3 more episodes that need to be uploaded, or 2, I don't know. There's 6 episodes total. But there's going to be more World of Darkness content coming in 2024. So consider joining the Patreon because it helps support the channel. You can also donate directly, which is nice. And if you donate enough, I might run more Mage. You never know. All right.
Don't threaten me with a good time.
Don't threaten me with a good... I had to do research in the Technocracy book today, and I was like, oh, you also get access to Jen's Technocracy game early, which just saying, all right, duh. But I was like, I could run an office Technocracy game.
It's true.
Yes.
I mean, I'm not gonna say anything. You have mentioned in the past the potential of running a particular mage game that I'm very desperate for you to run, but I can wait for it. I had a brilliant idea for that character.
For your birthday. Maybe for your birthday.
Ooh.
In 2025. We got time. All right, so enough stalling. It's always like kind of nerve-wracking going back into game after a long absence. This shirt is kind of itchy because it's made of Halloween candy. All right, y'all ready for this? I'm gonna take that as a yes.
Let's do it.
You remember what happened in the months before, the days before, the hours before. It comes back to you like the sound of a bell muffled by fog. The details are obscured, but the memory is solid, like a dream that you remember. You know the path that led you here. But where the path leads, you have no idea. The dungeon you find yourself in is tight, dank. It smells of excrement. The rich smell of moss does not cover the acrid scent of ammonia and feces. The scent of rusted steel. Blisters and pus. Your friend lies beneath you, emaciated. Their skin clings tight to their ribs. Their thighs are thin. You know, just looking at them, they are not going to have an easy time of walking or running. There are marks, blisters, and cuts along the arms and legs. And you can see as you look down the definitive shape of hastily attempted slashes along the inner arms. Before their hands were bolted together with manacles, they had attempted a different form of escape. You lie low for a minute, taking a breather. Chastity holding the whip that she had, still glowing with a bit of primal energy, a bit of quintessence. How badly is everyone hurt?
Real bad.
Okay. Darcie, are you hurt?
Not at all.
Okay, and Evelyn, are you hurt?
No.
Okay. So as you were crouching there, all of you, particularly Evelyn with her high perception, is going to hear the unsteady staccato of liquid dripping down to the floor between Josephine's feet. Wounds to her side, shoulder, and chest, dripping a steady stream of blood. What do you all do?
Darcie.
I don't feel well.
Just you're leaking quite a bit there, Josephine. Would you just hold on a moment? Let me get some salves and
I'm gonna sit down.
yeah.
And she just kind of sits where she was standing.
Please. And Darcie will start fiddling through her bag for some specific herb she'll crush up, and she will then also open up her mother's spell book to wound healing rituals, and Darcie would like to try and heal.
Did you have that book on you?
Oh, during the...
I don't think you did.
We're still in the world.
You're still in the world. You don't. They would have confiscated your equipment
Oh, shoot.
because you were having to use willpower to overcome your lack of focus for life magic.
Oh, that's why I have no willpower.
Yeah.
Right.
But
Okay.
Chad bought you a bunch.
I know
However,
the chat did, so I would love to use my willpower to...
So, reminder, you do have all of your swashbuckling equipment on you. That feels tangible and real. So, you'll have access to any, like, salves that you think your character might have carried on them as a swashbuckler. Any bandages.
The problem is I think that's her unique focus, which
I
means
know.
she can't do...
She has to spend willpower to even attempt.
Yeah.
So,
Yes.
Darcie, the moon phase was in medium before, if I'm not mistaken.
Yeah.
So that means that you are at I think only a +1, or
Yeah.
pardon me, -1 to difficulty. So what this means is you're going to try to heal her. That is going to be at a difficulty of 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 7, please.
Okay.
For reference, I have
for me.
5 lethal on me of 7 health boxes.
Sorry, 8. It is 8.
8, okay.
Now, Darcie, before you begin this, there are 2 ways you can go about this. You have a moment, so if you would like, you could attempt something called ability enhancing magic. So you could try to do an occult check, a medicine check to lower the difficulty by taking extra time.
Oh, yeah, I'll do medicine.
Okay, so why don't you go ahead and give me an intelligence and medicine roll, or a wits and medicine roll. Difficulty 6, tell me how many successes you get.
Okay, I will do wits and medicine. 3, 5. I got 2 successes.
Okay, so that's going to lower your difficulty on the magic casting to 6.
Nice.
Okay. So that'll take you a couple of minutes of poking and prodding and bandaging as well. So go ahead and cast that. As you are doing that, you're going to hear a soft sound from the ground. It's Vivian. You came for me. Josephine, you are going to heal 6 levels of bashing or lethal damage. Darcie, you will feel the magic flow out of you and into Josephine. Many of the wounds closing. Does that completely heal you, or do you have... Okay.
It completely heals me.
Perfect. Evelyn, you feel weak fingers reach out and touch the edge of your boot. Vivian looks up at you, eyes wide.
Evelyn will crouch and try and take his hand and try and help him as much as she can. Of course.
I didn't think anyone was coming. Try it. You shouldn't have come here. Now you're trapped too.
Not for long, I'm sure.
I can't run.
You won't have to.
I can help carry her, Chastity says. And there's this, 1,000-yard stare in her eyes. And as you all look at her, anybody can do me a favor and roll me int and empathy, or perception and empathy.
I do not have empathy.
Difficulty on that's going to be 6.
But I can roll straight int or straight perception.
You totally can.
Which one makes more sense? I have 4 in both.
Are you looking at her analytically or just perceiving her body language? That's the difference.
Analytically, I think.
Okay, sounds good. Josephine, what'd you say?
I have 3.
You have 3 successes. All right, sounds
Failed.
good. Failed. Darcie, you're too focused on magic and patching up Josephine. You are too focused.
Does deductive count?
Sure. Yeah, there are enough clues.
Okay. Sorry, it was difficulty. You said
6.
6. 3 successes then.
3 successes. Both of you are going to look at Chastity, and you're going to realize that she said something a moment before that neither of you caught because you were too busy either comforting Vivian or being healed. But now it comes back to you as you could hear her whisper, "So that really happened. We just left him there." The weight of what happened with Teddy once again is in her mind. The weight of everything from the past months is in her mind, and Chastity is once again on the verge of shutting down. However, this time, the direness of the situation appears to be maybe not fortifying, but she's compartmentalizing. Just enough for now. She's going to be pretty useless aside from being someone to help carry Vivian out of here. But she's going to need help later. I'll help him. We have to get her out of here. I'm not much of a fighter anyway, right? Come on.
Vivian, do you need, is there anything I can do to help you as well?
You wouldn't mind, yeah.
Of course.
Yeah, if you wouldn't mind, I would appreciate it.
Of course. And once we get back, I don't want to necessarily use all my resources until we need to fight, but when we get back, I may be able to fix what they've done to you.
So,
but I plan on absolutely destroying him. So, but I can take a look at you as well. So Darcie will.
We just need to get out of here.
Of course, but please let me.
Yeah.
Let me try just.
I can take away her pain. Chastity will say. If you can help the body, maybe?
Of course.
Yeah. Thanks. Thanks, Darcie. That feels a lot better.
Good.
All right. So that's another willpower. And are you using ability enhancing magic again?
I would love to, yes.
Okay. So
Josephine at this point, because she is now healed and therefore not on the verge of collapse, will be just kind of keeping a general eye out for on our situation so that Darcie has this time to
I want you
focus.
to make me a perception and awareness roll.
Cool.
And you may add a +1 dice for that extra point of quiet you have.
I really wish that was my magic roll. I'll say.
Okay. Well, how much you get?
Well, for my ability enhancing magic, roll I got.
Sorry, magic enhancing abilities? Yeah, it's magic enhancing abilities and ability enhancing magic. It's always reversed what I think it is. Because you can use the reverse to make your ability difficulty easier.
Okay.
Like using time one to dance better.
So for the wits and medicine roll, I rolled 3 10s and 2 7s. So I don't know what my difficulty was.
So the difficulty was going to be 8. Now it is going to be 5. It can never lower the difficulty by more than 3.
Yeah. Okay. Perfect.
So spend a willpower point and roll.
And it's 5, you say?
Yes, they have 7 levels of bashing damage.
Okay.
Basically, or 6. They are crippled with bashing damage, and some of that's lethal. But they're basically like barely conscious.
Yeah. I rolled only 2 successes, so she'll heal 4 points.
Okay, that's still 4 points, so that will drop her down to what, mauled?
From
Wounded.
So
Wounded.
if she was if the crippled box was filled, then it would actually be down to injured. If the incapacitated box was filled, then it would be down to wounded.
We'll say that she's wounded. She has 3 health boxes ticked.
Okay.
Okay. All right. So with that, she will kind of lean on Chastity, and I'm assuming Evelyn will help her stand up.
I got 4 successes, and 2 of them were 10, so I'm really wishing I had a specialty. But oh well.
You do for this.
Ooh, I do for this. Yay!
You do for this one case.
That's boding well for me. That just rolled into a 1.
Well, that doesn't count then.
Yay! 4 successes.
4 successes. All right. Keeping an eye out, you pull yourself back up to the few remaining bars that weren't cleft away by Chastity's whip, and are going to pull yourself up and peer out. You can see directly across the way where you had encountered those soldiers and fought them to a standstill. Well, to their permanent standstill, I should say. And from here, you are going to see lightning crash down into a large triangular hedge maze on the other side of the palace grounds. And something inside of you feels a little lurch, and you squint. And you start to see that for just a moment, the hedge maze's center, the lightning crackles, and you see the lightning reflect off of walls that aren't there when the lightning goes away. And the barest seam of a door frame. You will all be able to get back to your feet. Chastity is going to say, this is going to be good for another minute or two if anybody wants it, and is going to pro-offer a whip. It glows with quintessential energy.
I'll look at Darcie and be like, I'll take it if you don't want it. Or Evelyn?
I don't know that I know how to use it.
What do you mean you don't know how to use a whip? Everybody knows how to use a whip.
I can
Don't
probably
they?
figure it out.
Yeah.
I've never had to use a bullwhip before. I'm not a carter.
I thought you were married.
What's that got to do with anything?
Nothing? Never mind.
At most, that would be a riding crop, Darcie. All right, Darcie?
Chastity?
No, she's looking at Darcie at this point, trying to shift the attention and, like, make her blush. Considering she was just all into dating and doing stuff recently.
Uh-huh. Mm-hmm. Well, if any of my recent attempts usually involves magic rituals, so I don't know if I'm the best to go upon that. Anyway,
I've seen the way out. I think I've seen the way out.
Have you?
I
Excellent.
saw a door.
All right.
Wonderful. A door, like...
Sort of. The outline of a potential door. But I say we go after it anyway. It's the best chance we've got.
Let's head that way. I wonder if that lightning's real.
Everything feels very real. Like, the sword...
Let's try and grab a few swords as we go, because worst case, if it is a door, and there's somewhere we can wedge a sword, and the lightning's real, we might be able to fry whatever they're using to conceal the walls and produce the illusion.
That's what I was thinking.
Are very smart. Huh, would never thought of that.
I would like to, as we kind of head off, I don't think I'd have any of my actual instruments, but one of my instruments is language.
Mm-hmm.
And so I think I will mutter some words in Latin about like seeing beyond and essentially seeing forces. I want forces sight.
Sounds good.
I was literally just thinking about that because Darcie's implement for that is blood, so I was thinking Darcie's gonna cut herself to try and get
Josephine,
forces sight as well.
With Forces 4, you could literally give that to everybody.
Oh, yeah, absolutely I will.
So go ahead, give me that at difficulty of, it'll be difficulty 7.
So instead of my Latin being in like first person singular, it's in first person plural.
Oh, pardon me, it'll be difficulty 6 because it is, and this is just duration.
I have definitely been mentally going over how I could potentially do what Evelyn normally does without having any of her gear with her. So I've been... Okay, well, they've provided me with electricity already. I just have to channel it.
I got 5 successes.
Holy crap. So everybody here is
Lovely.
suddenly going to be able to see in the dark.
Amazing.
As you see a glyph appear in front of Josephine and spread to all of you. And as you do, you're going to see how awful the conditions are inside of this room in their entirety. That is going to be on until you turn it off, Josephine. Or 6 months, whichever comes
Cool.
first.
6 months. Nice.
Oh,
Yes.
beautiful. Oh,
So,
Does it give any indication that any of the lightning might be real, or is it just
It is
kind of dark side stuff?
it is very real and very bright.
Okay, cool.
Excellent.
And I will take Chastity's whip if no one else seems to want it. I have the dexterity. I might be able to pull it off. We'll see.
Oh, Darcie has fast reflexes. I forgot about that.
There you go.
Whatever. Well, we can trade off.
If I manage to hit myself with egg damage because I botch a whip roll, then
So,
you can have it.
then I will take it.
I don't have the stats for a whip, but if I'm not mistaken, they are +1 difficulty to use because they are awkward. And they do 1 point of bashing damage, or 1 dice of bashing damage, plus strength on a hit. Or dex. I'd allow either, to be honest. However, now it's ag.
Yeah.
No.
And
Is it a whip or a riding crop? Like, is it a long whip or a crop?
No.
This was a whip.
I'm pretty sure she had a whip. Yeah.
There was a
because
whip, and she had to
wrapping
bundle it
around
up. Yeah.
Oh, right. Yeah.
Which theoretically
She
you could
used
wrap it around your...
carry one, but
Yeah,
she had it
you-
in this situation.
You could wrap it around your fist
Yeah.
and punch someone with it as well, I'm gonna assume. So, as you look out, the lightning crackles ahead of you. The dark of the palace is only offset by the few burning lanterns that lie around. Oh, oil lanterns, that's probably not a good idea with you guys around. But as you look around and prepare yourselves to head out, you will hear a familiar sound. The sound of breathing. And in French, you will hear,
Bonjour, mademoiselles. It appears that you have found your wayward friend. Please do not interrupt the treatment in progress. It is not advantageous to anyone. I would ask you return to your cells, but after your treatment of Hersile, I am not certain that that is possible anymore. However, if you leave and surrender, then I am more than happy to continue treating you with the kindness and respect owed to a lady.
Our friend was not wayward. She was taken from us.
You scarcely know how to treat a lady.
I was going to say, you have not proven yourself to know how to treat a lady.
Were any of you harmed? You were given the life that you wished for.
You harmed her.
Surely you can't mean that deviant? That disgusting waste of
Question.
manhood.
Can I follow sound in any way,
Yes,
shape, or
of
form?
course.
Try and punch him in the face with something.
not without correspondence. As you look around, you can make me a forces check to see if you can tell where the sound was coming from.
Would that
How do we do that?
forces sight up? I don't have forces itself.
Oh, okay, so no, you'd need forces 1.
Okay.
But if I can bounce, I don't want to necessarily take your idea, but if I can bounce off your idea, I have correspondence and forces, and I
Yes,
would like
please.
to slap him in the
Take it, like,
face.
Punch him in the
You know
face
what?
with-
I'll allow it. So
would-
let's see.
I would like for Darcie to try, because I have forces too, so Darcie would like to try and find where the sound's going.
Well, you need correspondence 2 in order to
Oh,
hit
to
him.
follow the sound?
To hit him.
No, I don't. No. I know.
Yeah.
Josephine can do that. I just want to see if Darcie can see where it's going.
Sure, totally fine. So what I would like is make me a difficulty 4 Arete challenge. Josephine, if you are trying to just hijack that and slap, what you are going to do is you are going to make me 2 things. First, you are going to make me a difficulty of 5, 6, difficulty 7 Arete check for the effect.
Okie doke.
Okay, Darcie, how many did you get?
2 successes.
Okay, the sound is coming from behind you, but it's echoing strange in the acoustics of this room. You can hear that in the hallway outside of the cell, there is a large gramophone made out of similar material to, say, like a whalebone corset, hanging from a darkened corner. He is speaking to you remotely. Josephine, how many successes did you get?
2 successes.
2 successes. Make me a strength +1 roll, please.
Difficulty on that?
Difficulty on that is 6 because it's just
2
damage.
successes.
2 successes. Okay. Okay. And let me just hold on one sec. Let me just. I have to roll. So you got 2 successes on the casting. Let me just roll something else. Let me check. I plotted way too many games in advance. Let's see. What is his? Okay. Okay. You are going to lash out and feel your magic extend outward. It strikes the edge of something. You almost feel it puncture through it. But while you do not damage him, you feel this counter magical force strike your effect right as your fist goes to connect with him and push your hand back. That is disappointing. However, through the megaphone, you are going to hear, "Oh!" which is quite gratifying. As he reels back.
That was most uncivilized. You've brought
No,
this
not
upon yourself.
One to talk, considering how uncivilized you are. I care not what your opinion is. It is simple truth. I refuse to continue having a battle of wits with an unarmed opponent. Please, cease speaking to me. And she's going to continue helping them all get out.
And you will hear a click. And the breathing noise will stop. Josephine, I want you to do me a favor and make me an intelligence and either you can do me one of 2 things. You can either make me an intelligence and occult roll, or you can make me an arete check. Both difficulty 6.
If I do an arete check, am I able to reroll 10s or?
Yeah.
No, because it's not magic. Oh.
Sure.
I'll go for the intelligence and occult because I do get
Okay.
more dice for that. So. That is 3 successes. Only 1 was a 10, so.
Okay. You know that he must have some type of counter magic shielding up. A lot of mages use things like that. Bangles, bracelets, armor. And then you think back to your images. His diving suit must be warded. That must be how he manages to keep his sanity inside of this place. You have to get into a suit of armor somehow, though, right? That means it probably has weaknesses.
Absolutely, it does.
If Josephine communicates any of that at all.
Yeah, she will.
Well, I mean, he obviously needs to breathe. And he does use a tube.
Indeed. He also really was not expecting that strike.
That was quite satisfying.
Wasn't it just? Let's get out of here.
Let's get out of here.
Sorry, I forgot the breathing tubes would be a thing.
Yep.
I'm like,
Well, there's
oh
so much
yeah.
Focus on his breathing. I'm like,
Right.
all right. Well, if I can't hit him.
Fair.
But also, he's warded against magic. He might not be warded against just a crowbar to the head, which would make an awful ringing noise in that diving suit.
It's true.
I hadn't considered acoustic damage as well. This is great. I love it when players are more clever than things that I planned. It's great. It's my favorite, folks.
Right.
Well,
So
I love it when there's so much detail that I can come up with this sort of stuff.
Mm-hmm.
Oh,
I'm just
the
like,
diving suit was a great.
Could
Idea.
I do that?
Yeah, do
Man,
it.
that would suck.
That mess me up. Mess me up. All right. So with that, you can see the broken bars of the prison cell. You can climb your way out now. I'm not going to need you to make a roll. It will take you a moment to get out. However, climbing out, you find yourselves out onto the palace grounds. The strewn bodies of the soldiers that you fought through are directly in front of you. They're armed with rapiers and a couple of them with pikes.
Excellent. I would like to raid their bodies for weaponry.
Okay.
And potentially good things. I don't know what else they might have, but anything that could be useful.
Fair. There are 2 fully functioning pikes that you can grab.
Excellent.
And there are, I believe, 3 rapiers, as well as 1d4 daggers.
Excellent. I will take a dagger.
I'm joking
and
about
stick
the
it
1d4.
in my boot. And stick a rapier through the back of my belt and carry a pike, because those would be excellent levering use.
Sounds good. Do we have the stats for a pike? Let me just double check that real quick.
Also, the link you sent just now says it's forbidden.
All right.
And that
Also-
it's in Danish.
It's in Danish. Hello, Raid. Boop, boop, boop. Old-fashioned looting.
Old-fashioned looting.
Let me just check. Okay, I don't have a pike here, but I do have another book that has pikes and things. So hold on. Might have whips in it too.
This one has a pitchfork, which I don't know if that's similar
No, pike's
to a pike.
way better. Hold on. This will definitely have equipment in it.
Oh, a cavalry lance?
Yeah, it's probably
No,
pretty
that's
close.
not.
Close. Just give me a sec.
Yep.
If we're already taking a break for me to pull this up, then I might as well pull it up. Hello, Raid. We are just escaping from a palace. Close combat charts. Weapons. All right. So, first of all, do I have a whip in here? Why didn't they include a whip? That doesn't make any sense to me. Okay, so a pike. I guess a halberd would be about the same, right? For purposes of that. More or
I
less.
don't think so.
Okay, so a halberd is, you need, is there a strength, what is your strength, Evelyn? Two? Okay, so a pike requires strength 3 to use well.
As a
Let me-
fighting implement, correct?
As a fighting implement, yeah.
I am thinking of it simply as a massive crowbar.
Okay.
Pop that door open. It's got a sharp blade. I can go and then hopefully push on the long end and lever it.
That sounds
That's
good.
the main reason I want it for. Or maybe it's a
Okay.
bonking tool.
Well, for bonking
Bonk.
purposes, it will, you will be penalized slightly. I'm trying to remember. Jen, do you remember what the penalty is if you don't have enough strength? Is it
I
is it
don't remember.
-1
Right.
dice?
Well, in the long run, I'll probably end up wedging it in some way and hoping that somebody runs into it instead of hitting me.
I'm just double checking this real quick because it is important to me for some reason. Once you've rolled damage, full defense, combat maneuver, shield impairing weapons, close combat maneuvers. Did you not? Minimum strength. Minimum strength required to use the weapon. Difficulty increases by 1 for each dot beneath. So you are at a +2 difficulty. However, if you hit someone with it, it's strength +4 lethal damage. In dice. So it's pretty potent. They don't have a whip on here. So we're just gonna go with what I said because that seemed
So
pretty
did you
good.
say? Is it +1 difficulty?
It's +1 difficulty to use it, and it is for which? You talking about the pike, or are you talking about?
Yeah, for the pike.
So it's +1 difficulty. If you have strength 3, if you have less than strength 3, it's +1 difficulty for every step.
Okay. Okay. So it's +1 difficulty if you have strength 3, and then a +1 if you're below that.
Because
Okay.
it's kind of awkward, but also it's strength +4 damage, which is pretty dope. It's like a greatsword. Reminder, a rapier is strength +2, and it pierces a level of armor automatically if you stab. So, the pike is going to deal strength +4 damage on a hit. It's a +1 difficulty, and then +1 difficulty on top for any strength below 3. So 2 is +1, etc., etc. All right. So, looting the bodies. You are going to pick the things up. You're in between a couple of hedgerows that precede the hedge maze. And as you do, Can I get a perception and alertness roll from everyone? Difficulty of 7 because of the storm, we'll say.
Does detail-oriented apply?
No, because you can't focus on individual details at this moment. Okay. Then that is going to be difficulty 5 for me because of the storm. So that is... All right. Who got more than 3 successes? 1? Okay, so both of you are
I got
loading
more than
up...
3, you just asked. I'm saying I did.
One of you got more than 3.
Yes.
Okay.
Okay, sorry. It sounded like you were saying, oh, you got 1 success.
No. No. All right. So as the rest of you are gathering up things, you see that these soldiers are wearing like a little bit of armor, like not much, just like a simple breastplate. And as you adjust things, you're going to pick up one of the pikes. There's going to be a bit of a rattling noise, kind of blocking your ears. But Evelyn, you are going to hear the sound of boots headed your direction from inside of the hedge maze. And as you do, you are going to see... What do you say?
Company from the maze.
All right. A pair of soldiers are going to round the corner, and I would like an initiative roll from everyone.
Remind me what
You are going to roll a d10 and add your dexterity and wit scores.
All right. Fast reflexes apply, right?
You reroll 10s.
Yeah. Okay. Let's hope I get 10.
Ooh, I got a 9, though. That's pretty good. Okay, so that is going to be 3. Okay, so I have a 16 and I have a 12 is the way math works. Okay, Jen, what's your modifier?
You mean the dots, not the dice roll, right?
Yeah, the dots.
7.
Okay, and what is yours, Robin?
7.
Okay. Okay. Okay, Robin, roll a d10. Never mind. Unless you roll a 10, I'm going first.
Oh. No, I roll a 5.
Okay. So, boop, boop, boop. And then... Oh, you guys got lucky. Okay. From outside of the hedge maze, you see a pair of elite soldiers. You can tell by their sash and their accoutrements. A long, flowing feather surges out of the side of their well-appointed musketeer hat. They lunge out, one in front of the other, a long mustache and goatee, well manicured down the side of his face. He lunges forward, bearing a rapier, and is going to charge directly. Who is the first one there?
They're coming out of the maze?
They're coming out of the maze toward you.
And
I feel like
probably
we're all
Josephine,
kind of-
because she knew where the door was.
Okay. So heading for Josephine, he will say, "Surrender in the name of the Countess Octavie!" And he is going to attempt a wounding stab on you. Okay, you may make a dodge roll or a parry roll.
Right. This is how this works.
Yep, you get 1 free one per round.
Cool. I will brandish my own rapier. Just kind of...
Not one that you borrowed from someone? Not one that you just borrowed from the guy on the ground?
Oh, I didn't know I got one, because I
okay.
had one.
Oh,
so-
you already had one. Okay, cool.
Yeah. Well, it's what I was fighting with last time, so...
Fair.
Yeah. And I will parry the blow.
All right,
Or
let's
attempt
do
to,
it.
Anyway.
Okay.
That's
Oh.
dex. I roll dex and melee then, right?
You roll
right?
dex and melee, yeah.
Okay. It's been a while since I've actually played World of Darkness.
Right? We need to get you playing more World of Darkness games.
I mean, yeah.
Eventually.
3 successes at 7. So.
3 successes. All right. He's going to surge forward, command for you to surrender, and is going to stab forward. You are going to deflect, rounding it up, but there is going to be a nick as it scratches by your cheek, a line of blood drawing down. Not enough to give you a wound because you exactly parried his successes, but enough that it damn near took your eye. And definitely made your glasses a little askew. All right, Robin, you are up. One of them has yet to act.
Cool. Darcie's going to take out her flintlock pistol and fire it at him. Can I use forces to just enhance that?
Yes, you may. That's going to be at a difficulty of 5 for that.
For the forces?
For the forces.
Okay, that's what I was just reminding how to do this. It's been a while. Difficulty 5, you say?
Difficulty 5.
2 successes.
2 successes. All right, that will raise the damage by 5 dice if you hit. So make me a Dex plus firearms roll.
Does fast reflexes apply for the fastest draw in the west?
I will give it to you on the first shot.
Cool. That's great. Oh, right. So difficulty 5, you said?
Difficulty 6 on the shot. It was difficulty 5 on the magic.
Ah, yes. Okay. 3 successes.
3 successes. All right, here's what you're going to do. You're going to take your dexterity, and you are going to add 7 dice to it. Roll it against a difficulty of 6.
Cool.
Tell me any 6s you get.
So 7 plus my dex. Okay.
Yeah. Which is a ton of dice, and it's all lethal.
Yep. Amazing. Tens don't reroll, right?
Not unless you have a specialty. Although, you know what? You're enhancing this with forces, so technically this is a magical attack. I'll allow it.
Cool. Awesome. I'll take that. I'll take that.
Means I get to do it too, though.
Yeah, that's true.
Thus the power of forces.
5 successes.
Okay. Where are you aiming? Body or head?
Are they coming out wearing armor?
They are wearing like those tabards that the musketeers always wear in the movies. They basically look like someone cut a hole in a tablecloth, or like a table runner.
Okay, then she's gonna shoot for center mass.
Okay. He rushes forward. This one has just a curly mustache. He lunges out, draws his rapier, and the moment the rapier blade clears center mass, your bullet erupts and a pumpkin-sized hole appears in the center of his chest. He will look down, back up at you for a moment and go, "Merde," and will collapse on the ground. And as he hits the ground, the tabard is going to dissolve into a patient smock. He is wearing a simple gray gown now. Jen, what does Josephine do? You are locked in combat with this one that is right in your face.
Do I also happen to see now that it's a patient?
Yes.
Okay, cool. In that case, I am going to move in and attempt to knock him unconscious with the
butt?
The butt of the sword. Yeah.
That sounds great. So go ahead and make me a... so for this will count as a pistol whip if you want it, basically. So you can use strength plus melee as your attack roll. You
can just use strength. Dex instead?
You can use dex if you want, yeah.
Cool. It's just, my dex is better.
So there's a rule in at least in Revised for like a pistol whip or like a gun punch. And I'm like, that's about the same thing.
3 successes.
3 successes. All right, roll me strength plus 2 damage, please.
Ooh.
And that is going to be bashing damage, so I will get a chance to soak this. I will have a chance. My Bookwyrm dice like you better than they like me.
3 successes on that as well.
3 successes. All right. He is still going to be up, but you are going to crank him upside the head. Like, you're going to split the skull as you do so, or at least the skin atop it, and blood is going to drench down over his ear as he raises his blade to kind of defend himself. Christine, it is going to be Evelyn's turn unless Josephine says something. Or you just like, whack! Huh. Yeah, probably. All right. So, Evelyn, what are you doing?
Okay, so there's one fighting Josephine.
And the other is the deadest man you've seen in a while.
Okay, so it was just the 2?
It's just the 2 right now.
All right. She is going to take hold of one of the knives she just picked up, turn and try and use the pommel to hit the side of the head.
All right, go ahead and do so. That is going to be Dex and melee. Difficulty 6.
What's the difficulty? 6?
However, he's going to try to dodge that since he is very badly wounded. So that is going to be 6 dice to dodge. Ooh. Oh, I don't have a specialty. Damn it.
I also don't have a specialty, unfortunately. Those 2 10s really suck. I could have re-rolled them.
All right, what'd you get? You got 5. Okay, he got 3, so he's going to dodge a bit out. You're only going to catch him right above the ear, not a solid back of the head like you were expecting. So give me strength plus 1 in damage. Or pardon me, strength plus 2.
What's the
Difficulty
on
6
this?
for damage.
That's 3 damage.
3 damage, all right. Let me soak for him. Were we allowing 1s on soak rolls? We weren't, right?
I don't remember now.
Okay,
No.
cool. All right, so you are going to catch him in the side of the head and are going to... he is going to stumble slightly, but still be on his feet. He is very badly wounded.
I just want to knock this sucker out.
All right. Top of the initiative with him. He is going to brandish his blade and say... You could have surrendered. Now you will face the Countess's punishment. And is going to take another stab at Josephine. Josephine, he is going to try to stab you with -4 to him from wound penalties. You may try to dodge this if you'd like, or parry it.
I will parry it.
Okay, sounds good.
Only 1 success that time.
1 success, that is enough. He only got 1 success to try to hit you as he stabs for you, and it is Robin, it is Darcie's turn. You shot the one man, however, another one brandishes a blade and tries to stab your friend Josephine directly in the face. What do you do? You did grab a halberd.
I did. But I think Darcie's a little shocked. I think she's gonna actually run up to the other guy. I don't know, she's gonna try and... I know it's gonna be for naught, but Darcie's gonna try and heal him, because she's like, oh my god.
Okay.
I fucked up.
You can spend a willpower.
Mm-hmm.
And
because I can transform life now, so I don't know if that can regrow a hole in someone's chest, but
you can try to heal them if you want.
Yep.
Give me that at spend a willpower and make it at a difficulty of 9, please.
Cool. That's 110.
Okay.
All right. That's 1 success.
Okay. You are going to hold your hands over this gaping wound and are going to staunch some of the blood, filling parts of the body that were completely burned away by the bullet. He has technically not dead. You are still alive for a few seconds after getting the hole blown through you. So, you are going
just
to
crying and just like begging.
Okay. Forcing your magic to work through begging and prayer, you are going to drop him just to mortally wounded. Crippled with pain. And lethal damage. And potentially paralyzed from the waist down for life. But still.
He's alive. He's alive. He's not
for life.
For a bit.
Okay. All right, and Josephine, it is your turn again. Locked in mortal combat with the mustachio goateed man. What do you do?
Let's smack him upside the head again.
All right, go ahead. Give me a dex and melee roll. And
3 at difficulty 6.
3 at difficulty 6. Go ahead and roll me strength plus 2. Pardon me, strength plus 3 for the pommel.
Ooh.
So, and for those who need to be refreshed for the damage system, just to give you a reminder, every success beyond the first adds to your damage pool. So the first is contact, everything above that is extra fun. I'm giving anybody who's using a handle a +1 damage instead of their weapon damage, because I'm assuming that, like, the hard part is going to give you something.
2 successes.
2 successes, all right. With a resounding thunk, you are going to catch him in the side of the head. His teeth are going to clack together. You're going to hear an awful chipping sound as one of them goes. And he tries to brandish his blade. You and Evelyn continue just to bash him over the head repeatedly with your blades until he finally chips a tooth and goes down like a sack of Irish potatoes. He hits the ground hard, but is alive. In the area beyond, you are going to hear a loud voice call out from the hedge maze. Bonsoir! It would do best if you all surrendered. A woman's voice calls out from the center of the maze, echoing over the rolling thunder.
Are we to assume that you're the Countess?
Oui! You may call me Countess Octavie. Or my Countess. My sovereign? Your Majesty also will suffice, in time.
Well, we're quite handily taking care of your guards. How about we have a conversation instead of you just keep firing cannon fodder at us?
Yeah, no thank you. I'm not really good at the surrendering thing.
You would like to come to see me, yes? Are you ready to put on a show? I am quite bored.
Ooh, me too.
I want you to do me a favor. Make me a charisma and leadership roll. Whoever would like to convince her to let you come through the maze.
Perfect. Does charming apply?
It totally does. It totally does.
Yes.
Like, help someone with this, because that's not a good roll for me, so I don't want to do it. But
well, Darcie started it off as well, so let's go ahead and do that.
It's true. Yeah.
Well,
Okay.
good thing that Evelyn did not open her mouth then, because she was about to unleash insults.
Okay. So, yeah.
All right.
Leadership.
So, leadership. Yep. Unless you have nothing else, if you'd like, unless there's another skill you think would be good.
So I'm wondering if either expression could work
I'd allow expression.
or empathy.
No.
Okay.
I'd allow expression.
Perfect. Okay. Great.
Expression would also count as like performance, right? So you'd be like, oh yes,
Yeah.
of course, it would be very fun.
Yeah.
Okay, we're gonna go
What's my
at
difficulty?
difficulty's gonna be 8
Okay.
because you are threatening harm, but she is very bored. So this is possible.
I'm threatening harm, but I'm also very bored. That's going to be 2 successes.
2 successes. All right, hold on one moment. Let me roll her boredness.
Roll for boredom.
I rolled her willpower, and she got 1 success.
Ha!
So congratulations on a difficulty 6. I got so many 5s. So you say, can we have a conversation? And she goes, I suppose we could do that. And as she says that, you are going to hear the sound of a blade whipping through the air. And suddenly, there is a rumble, and you will watch as the hedge in front of you explodes into the air as a giant V, the size of 2 men standing arms akimbo, is cut into it. The air pressure rips out at you, and you will see 10 rows of hedge that have been cut through by a blast of air, leading to the center of this triangular maze.
Thank you for the shortcut. That will save a lot of time.
But of course, you will see that there's a woman at the center of the maze. Her voice is very sensuous, very pretty. But who is approaching? Are you going through?
Oh, yeah.
Okay.
Yep.
All right.
Josephine is, given that display, just bringing to mind some of her, prime and forces magic to maybe counterspell some stuff if she has
Fair.
to.
Yeah. Yeah, very similar. Darcie is also thinking about that too.
Fair. As you approach through the center, walking through, you're going to see shadows in some of the aisles here. There are at least 4 more of these soldiers lying in wait that were moving through the hedge maze toward you. As you approach, you get about 30 feet out from the center of the maze, which is a 20 by 20 area, carved out in the center, with a pair of benches there for light conversation, bird watching, book reading, tea, things like that. There's a small table placed near them, about cafe table sized, made of white wrought iron. A small chair sits next to it, and you will see, presumably, Countess Octavie take a seat in it. She is a large woman. Her voice is deep and sensuous and like dark honey. She is not the beauty that her voice suggests. She is a rather homely woman, with a long nose that doesn't fit her otherwise small face. Her chin disappears into a few rolls beneath it, and you can tell from the way that she is dressed and from the way that she is proportioned that she enjoys some of the sweeter things in life. Still, she holds herself with a confidence and poise that is respectable. Her hair is immaculately curled, long, brown, and in beautiful ringlets that look like rolling water over the rocks of a waterfall. She is painted nearly ivory white with large red blush spots on her cheeks in the French style of the day. She crosses her legs for comfort beneath an immense gown. A pair of very large musketeers stand at her side, each of them 7 feet tall, built like the largest men you have ever seen. And as you look at them, you will notice that there's something wrong with them. Can I get a favor from you? Can I get a perception and alertness roll as you move up?
I was wondering, would Darcie potentially be able to try and do more of an awareness roll, looking specifically for, because I have a specialty in resonance, so I was wondering if Darcie can kind of get a different vibe check.
You can make me a perception and awareness roll, yes.
Sweet.
5 successes.
5 successes.
Apparently I'm on guard.
Damn. Looking at them in the light of hanging from a couple of hooks, you'll see that there are gasoline or oil lamps, I should say, that are dangling nearby, and they are lighting her face, making her seem almost ghostly with her paint. However, both of the men standing by have the exact same face, and their facial features seem to... Their skin is slightly reflective, as if it was made of brass. Evelyn, how many successes did you get?
What was the difficulty? Sorry, I missed.
Difficulty will be 6.
Okay. 3 successes.
3 successes. So looking at this, you're going to recognize... can you do me a favor? And can you make me an intelligence roll as well, Evelyn?
Does the deductive count?
Deductive will count. All right. So,
Sorry, what was the difficulty again? 6, you said?
The difficulty 6.
Okay. 4 successes.
4 successes. As you are looking around, so Josephine, you're going to see that she is armed, as are both of these men. They are armed with short swords. She is armed with a dueling saber. And you can see that underneath her gown, she has a duelist boots on. So while it's a big frilly dress, you imagine that she can probably move pretty well and is probably fairly dangerous, or at least believes she is. You also are going to see that there are a number of things hanging off of her belt, some of which are small cylinders. One kind of looks like, do you remember when you were a kid and there were like the fake guns, but they were the popper guns with the little corks? She has something that looks like that on her belt, as well as several vials. Evelyn, you are going to look at her, see that she is armed. Both of these men appear to be automatons. You'll recognize them as prototype models from the Union. And as you look at her, you will recognize her as we suddenly have a moment where we crash backwards into a ball. More of a soiree that happened shortly after you arrived in London. There was a full spread, butlers and maids walking around with caviar, hors d'oeuvres, champagne flutes, and tea. And you remember bumping into a homely woman, dressed in a long red dress. You were trying to find your footing in British society, having only recently moved from Canada. As you were watching your husband make his rounds and go and say hello to people, you were standing nearby, getting a cup of tea. A shadow fell across you. You appear very nervous. I hate these things as well. Are you a scientist, or are you here with your husband?
Both.
Or are you the entertainment?
Scarcely.
Scarcely what?
I'm here as a scientist and with my husband.
Ah, both. Well, I must say, it is, it is a hard road you're going to walk as a fellow scientist. I must say, it is, not easy to be around so many, how do you say, cocks. Like the rooster?
No, I take your meaning.
Always crowing, trying to impress.
Very true.
And what is your field of study?
I focus with chemistry.
Chemistry. Bon. Beautiful. Chemistry is the foundational building block of the universe. You must be very, very impressive. It's like motherhood that way, well? You work with the primordial stew?
Quite the way things combine is always fascinating.
Mmm.
And what you might get out of it.
Zutala. I do as well, but I work in the macro area. I'm a craft mason. Deal with machinery, clockworks. I'm doing wonderful work with prosthetics.
Fascinating.
Mm-hmm. I have one that shoots bullets. Very neat. Shoots them out of the fingers.
Interesting.
Yes, very, very clever for spies. Ah, excuse
You
me.
must need quite minuscule components.
Oui? And some good chemistry as well. Must be stable. You cannot have any of the powders prematurely going off. They are not like a husband that way, eh? You must make sure that they go off only when they are needed. For you to achieve your goal, and
She will not quite fully respond to that because that's not exactly a ballroom conversation.
not if you're English, but she is obviously very French, and they don't
Yes.
care. And she will say, oh, excuse me, pardon, I forgot I was in London. Everyone here is so prudish. I like a good old-fashioned romp. But then again, I am not married. I am here to do a bit of a talk and to present some of my findings.
I hope to hear it.
I hope for you to hear it. Octavie Ilott. She offers a gloved hand.
Trying to remember. Taylor was her maiden name, which she
Yes.
went back to.
Morgan.
It's been a long time since
Evelyn Morgan.
Yes. Evelyn Morgan.
Oh, your husband is Dr. Morgan.
That is correct.
I hope you have a good night. She smiles, as if she just sucked a bit of a lemon by accident.
She gets a hint pretty quickly that she's not impressed with her husband.
Mm-hmm. Yes, James was not a particularly impressive man, scientifically or romantically, but you did love him.
Mm-hmm.
And she went and presented that night, and you remember little of it aside from the fact that she was overshadowed, but was still very feisty, still very self-possessed, and spoke with a slight edge of mania about her passions. And now, a few years later, you stare at her, here, inside of this maze. Josephine, as you're standing there as well, with those 5 successes, you're going to notice one final thing. Her hair is in dark ringlets that cascade down the side of her face, but you are going to see something. There is a patch that is missing along the side of her scalp, where the hair separates around a long, dark scar. A fresh one, made within the past year, that looks like it goes quite large and long, a giant V shape that the rings barely cover. Darcie, you made an awareness roll to try to determine resonance. What did you get?
At difficulty 6, I got 4.
You got 4. Would you get a difficulty 8?
2.
2. All right. What are you trying to detect resonance from? So you are going to detect her resonance around here. It has this sense of like antique clockwork and burning oil. However, as you reach out, you are going to see beyond her, behind her, the other entrance into this centerpiece of the hedge maze. There are 2 archways, one that you just came through, and another one on the opposite side. That archway that's built into that side of the hedge feels different. It radiates energy. It radiates so much resonance that it almost is like a fire burning behind them. And there is a single word that I can use to describe it. Pandemonium. That might be a door out.
Okay.
I think if we would have gotten too close to her.
You're about 30 feet away at this point.
As we were approaching, when Evelyn noticed who it was and what she had with her, she would have tried to hiss a quick warning that about hidden firearms, essential, etc., within the automatums.
Yeah, and Darcie would have been like, other side, archway. It's our way out.
Hello! Welcome! It's so wonderful to have you here. You are here to do tricks, maybe?
Or just have a conversation.
Oh. I wanted you to perform tricks for me. I wanted you to show me what is so interesting about you that Dr. Escoffier decided to keep you here.
Why did he keep you?
Because he is divine. He understands the truth. The world is fantasy. We just need to be healed, to be shown the truth. I'm here to guide all of those who need an iron glove. An iron glove to show them the way. You're welcome to stay inside of my kingdom. There could be a place for you here. You have killed several of my guards. I could have you take over.
I think Evelyn just looks at her with just sheer disappointment. Doesn't say anything, but just is just disappointed.
What is wrong? Cherie, you look so sad.
All of your potential. Such a strong female scientist.
Scientist? I dabble in a bit of alchemy and a bit of Archimedean principles.
My dear. Brainwashed and subsumed by a man.
You take back those words. Now.
I remember what you were when I met you first. So strong, so brilliant. So passionate. Standing on your own. Railing against the men who look down on us.
You take back those words against Cardinal Escoffier. He is a good man. His touch has healed me and delivered me from the loneliness that I have faced my entire life as a countess. He has given me the strength to govern my people, to guide them into God's light. And you spit on his message, on his word, on his divine sacrament.
Does she appear to be the one where this might be originating from? Or is that she caught in it as well?
For this level, she appears to be the centerpiece. Everything from the narrative of this chamber seems to point to her.
Also, Kelly, did you? Because when she first said Escoffier, she said Dr. Escoffier, and then she switched it to Cardinal. Was that intentional?
Sure.
Okay. Darcie's gonna then, realizing that, she's like, wake up. You called him doctor before. Now you're calling him Cardinal. You know something is wrong.
No. Doctor...
Yeah.
It means wise man.
Doctor?
He is the wisest of the men.
You are
Doctor...
trapped in an asylum just like us. Wake up. You're stronger than this. You need to wake up.
Is there any cure for quiet?
A lot of mind magic and therapy. Potentially, or death. Those are the methods that most of the tradition mages tend to use. Either insane amounts of mind magic, or a knife.
What about the technocratic?
Murder
Insane
or
amount of
brainwashing.
mind magic.
Yeah,
Okay.
Lots of brainwashing.
Brainwashing. Room 101.
Evelyn's just going to put a hand on Darcie's shoulder, and it's originating from her.
She's going to wince and touch the side of her head where you can see that scar, Josephine. The rest of you will just see that she grabs her head like it hurts, but Josephine will be able to, with those 5 successes, see that.
What did he do to you? I can see the scar.
He saved me. Like I will save you. I would like an initiative roll.
Mm-hmm. Yep.
All right. Ooh, oh, God. Thank God. Those are going to be very, very... Oh, damn. Okay. So I've got Christine with a 16. I have Jen with a 15. I have Darcie with a 25. Okay.
Nice.
I have... So I've... Jesus. Okay. So I have Darcie. I have Evelyn. I have Josephine. I have Octavie. I have parentheses goons in case they show up. And then I have Clockwork 1, and Clockwork 2. And right behind you are Chastity and Vivian kind of holding back, keeping away from most of this. And as she stands up, her chair will tumble back, clattering to the stones behind her metallically. She will draw her blade, and we'll be right back after this quick break. Don't go anywhere, folks. Hello, everyone. This is the part of the program where we talk to you, the chat. Also, thanks for that huge raid earlier. That was lovely. So
Plague
folks,
Matt, which is a great pun because it was Matt with like 2 T's, like the person name.
Yeah,
Matt.
I've been to, we raided them before. They're nice people. Or he's a
Have
nice
we?
guy.
Oh, nice.
I hope so. I assume everybody on Twitch is a nice guy if they run role-playing games until they prove me wrong. So, I hope you're all doing well. There was a command that was bought earlier. What was it?
I think it was firewall, and then a bunch of fire emojis.
All right.
Something like that.
Mm-hmm. I'm gonna quickly look
Ooh.
outside. My landlord asked if the new Christmas lights are messing up my life, and I'm like, "What do you mean the wicked new Christmas lights?" So I want to go see what the Christmas lights
All right, go
look
check them
at
out.
real quick.
So, apparently Lockjen is having a small watch party going. Hello, Lockjen! Good to see you! How many people are there? Oh. I remember you were having a watch party and we all blushed. It was nice. We were like, oh, Lockjen's hanging out, bringing friends.
Yeah, it's great and also feels weird, but it's great that it feels
feels
weird.
good weird.
Yeah, it's good weird for sure.
Oh, checking phone messages, double checking things. Yeah. What? Cal got poutine in Baldur's Gate 3. What the hell?
Ooh.
They put poutine as an item.
Yeah, I've bought poutine. There in Baldur's Gate. I've also had poutine.
There's 6 of
Also,
you?
the Christmas lights are wild.
Are they?
There's 6. Ooh.
Ooh.
There's
Holy
6
crap.
Each of you should log into Twitch so we get more viewers. No.
I think that's so cool. That sorry, I'm kicking a footrest.
Just kick it. Just bam.
Look at real
Well, it's a little like foot hammock that Christine initially got. I bought one for my feet too. But there's like a metal bar on the back of my desk, so it's just it's hitting that sometimes.
Fair. Kelly always grinding. I'm always grinding. Just always like, yeah. What am I always grinding? Oh, like trying to get more people to watch. Dude, it's my livelihood. I am so weirded out because the most recent episode of The World Below only has like 45 views right now. I'm like, what? But what? Actually, a lot of the YouTube views are kind of weird right now. I'm pretty sure that like the algorithm's done something weird. So everybody go watch our videos, like all of the videos like 50 times. Go do it. Everybody.
I'm so excited to watch 10 Candles.
10 Candles is up. I put that up at 6:15 tonight, so that's good. Folks, Planescape's tomorrow.
Ah!
It's time to scape the planes.
I have to do prosthetics for the first time in my life tomorrow.
Cutting off
also
your arm
tape
and
my
replacing it
nose.
with a gun arm.
Yeah, and then also make my nose small.
Chick. 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 Chick.
Ishtik.
Ishtik. Ishtik. Bump, bump, do, 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 do. Yeah, I gotta give you guys rusty daggers. Rusty daggers are the #1 thing that you get in Planescape Torment.
I was gonna ask. I'm like, what's this rusty daggers
Okay,
thing?
so the joke is, it's hold me close to you. Hold me closer, rusty dagger. Rusty dagger is also a good dancer name. Right? But the way it works is like I'm going through Planescape and every time I kill somebody, they all either have a brass ring or a rusty dagger on them. It got to the point where I was going around, and because you have a very limited inventory space, unlike Baldur's Gate where you've got like basically encumbrance in this, it's slot based. You've got like, I don't know, 12 slots or something like that. So I would keep having to go pick something up and then put a rusty dagger on every corpse I went past. Because I had so many in my inventory, I was just like, ooh, ring, here's a rusty dagger. And it was just like, I feel like a serial killer who's going around leaving clues at this point.
That's your
the rusty dagger killer. Yeah, I just leave a rusty dagger in a body.
Signature,
so there's gonna be rusty daggers everywhere. It's gonna be great. So yeah, come for that. And hey folks, if you join the Patreon, patreon.com/dorktales, wink, you are going to get access to a bunch of cool stuff, including Panic at the Radiant Citadel, where tomorrow I get to do my Geralt voice for like 3.5 hours. I gotta be
great.
Also,
I'm super excited for this game. It's a really cool module, and they've built a really cool chase sequence mechanics for how to do chases in D&D, which is really cool.
Are we joining the Skeleton War? Are you just thinking of the Day of the Dead, the rain video? You've seen that one, right? I'll send it to you later. Remind me about it later. It's just the best Day of the Dead video. It's a bunch of skull-painted people like marching through the rain playing drums. It's so cool. It's so dope. Yeah, so that's happening tomorrow. There's 2 games tomorrow, and then there's 2 games on Monday. So you should join us on Monday at 10 a.m. If you're on the Patreon for Star Trek Lower Dorks. And that's going to be great. And then at 7 p.m. we are doing our first how to run for Phandelver and Below the Shattered Obelisk, which is really nice because that gives everybody like it's more of a chill stream, you know. So and if you have questions about Phandelver and Below, I have to post that in the various groups, but let me know. And Below Q+A. Does anybody have any questions, comments, concerns about mage stuff or anything else you want to talk about before we head back in a minute?
So I just wanted to point out that I know you kind of answered the question about damage and stuff in World of Darkness. Random also politely and thankfully put my podcast in the chat. So if
Which
anybody
podcast
wants
is that,
to
Jen?
Oh, it's Paradox and Mage the Ascension podcast. You can find it wherever you can find podcasts and other places, probably like that website. There it is. Yeah. And anyways, it's a thing I do, so it answers hopefully some of the basic questions about Mage and World of Darkness.
It's a really good podcast. Like, Jen spends a lot of time on it. It's very excellent. And you should all give it a chance.
Yeah, it's really good.
Okay, so where's... Oop. Okay, cool. I'm going to quickly add this command that was purchased. This shirt does not breathe. I need to get a better one. Guys, I'm so excited. So as we all know, Henry Cavill is leaving The Witcher, right? And that's pretty much a death sentence for that show. Because, no offense to Liam Hemsworth, but we were there for Henry. Right? However, Netflix is doing the one thing that is going to kind of keep me watching Witcher stuff, which is they're releasing an animated one. And as we all know, the last animated one they did was actually pretty good. The Nightmare of the Wolf. But they're doing a modern Geralt one with Geralt's video game voice actor doing the dubbing.
Yep.
And that's all I want. Like, I just want the original voice actor to go and do...
Winds howling.
Winds howling.
Yeah.
What's wrong, Wen? Yen, it's Yen. What's wrong, Yen? I'm looking for Ciri. Oh, sorry, that doesn't sound like Geralt. Let me put it this way. Up for some Gwent? Okay, tell me if this is the right command. Ready? Is that enough fire, or should I redo it?
There's no such thing as enough fire, but that looks pretty decent.
Not in
That
this
looks
game.
pretty good.
Ooh, hold on. I know how to fix it. One sec. If I put...
You can put chat-specific emojis in there. I'm pretty sure.
Don't... So how's everybody doing tonight? Y'all holding up? How players doing?
Good. Sweet Pea has given you heart. That was the person that redeemed it, so I think that's definitely been approved.
Okay, let me just see if this works now. No. So how do you put the thing in? How do you put the commands in, or the characters in? So put an emoji in.
I think you have to like take the image. I don't know.
Weird. Well, it's not working. So whatever. I was gonna have Josephine pouring it out of that gas can she had, but I'll look it up later. I'll look it up later.
Yeah, you can look at it later.
So yeah, other cool things that are happening. If you like what we do here, head to the Patreon. Please do it. Do it now. But we've got a holiday special happening for Strixhaven next month. We also have our Extra Life Christmas special. We're going to run an entire day of Extra Life Christmas and holiday themed games, which are going to be great. We've got Jen's gonna run a game, Robin's gonna run a game, I'm gonna run a game, Kel's running a game, and I'm gonna see if Bunny Hearted can wake up early enough to run a game, because I need them to run a game at like 8 in the morning Pacific, which is pretty early.
The Blood Bolt.
The Blood Bolt Part 2 Cruise Control.
Yep.
Because I'm assuming that's what it's gonna be called, because that's what Speed 2 was called.
I mean, that works.
Can
Blood
Tom
Bolt Part
Cruise
2
show up?
Cruise Control. If the chat donates money, sure.
Hey guys, it's me, Tom Cruise. Hi, how's it going? I need to get the creep. There's nothing behind the eyes. You got to practice that. Every present will be a curd. Everybody likes curd. I'm sorry. I'm sorry. Droop is better than Curd. I said it. It's a much more fun voice to do, too. Because I want to play a goblin who sounds like this. Hi. What the extra life is, it's 1 month from today. In Saturdays. It's 4 Saturdays from today.
Okay. I was going to say, I'm like, that's a Monday or Tuesday.
Yes. It is.
Yes, but 4 Saturdays. That makes...
Yeah, so it's Saturday after the Saturday after the Saturday after the Saturday. All right, yeah, F in the chat for Curd. All right, so Tom Cruise from Interview with the Vampire. No, just Tom Cruise. Just Tom Cruise. Press V to Markov. All right. Anyway. All right, so folks, we faffed around enough. It's time to have a combat. Are you all ready for this? And the end of this session coming rapidly at you like the barrel of a gun.
Whoa.
Okay, so let us head back in to Mage the Ascension, the Victorian Age, right here on Dork Tales. Welcome back to Mage the Ascension, the Victorian Age. Your words, your attempts to get through Octavie Allard's defenses, to reach the woman that was once there. You feel them bounce off of her, as if that part of her had been surgically removed. With rage, she stands up, brandishes the blade at her hip, and says, "You will pay for your sacrilege. Your blood will be a fine offering." And let us begin. Darcie, you are up first.
Okay. Sorry, I saw a note in the life effects thing, and so I was just quickly looking up a route. For Rip the Man Body.
Hey, Rip the Man Body.
So I was just trying to figure out where it is on this.
It is life 3. Every success does a level or 2 levels of health damage. Lethal or...
It's just saying at life in the 9 spheres, it says at life 3 they can heal others and also cause direct aggravated damage, which is vulgar.
Okay, sure. Yeah, if the 9 spheres is saying it, I'll allow you to do it. You have life 4, so that makes sense.
Okay. I will...
How do you do this?
She's gonna walk up... She's going to know what she knows from training with and she's going to and also somewhat a combination of how Chast does thing, but she's gonna give her the kiss of unlife, trying to use some sort of like that sexual magic of the Verbena and that, and so she's going to push through her willpower to even try and cast this.
So this is going to be 2 separate rolls. This is first is going to be I want you to make me an arete roll. This is going to be at a difficulty of 3, 4, 7. Hold on. Difficulty of... Can't do basic math right now. Life 3, vulgar 9.
Okay.
Do you have any quintessence?
I do. I have 2 points.
You can lower that difficulty 7.
Cool.
As long as you have Avatar 2.
Yep.
Okay.
I do. And then, can I also spend a willpower to give it a success?
No.
No, I can't. I can only
You're
spend
spending a willpower to do the effect.
Okay.
You can only spend 1 per turn.
Yep. Okay, that's what I thought.
Okay.
All right. All right. Difficulty 9, you said? No, 7. 7. I
difficulty 7.
Raised it. I went down to 7. That is That is 1 success.
1 success.
Oh, wait, no, that's a 9. 2 successes.
All right, 2 successes. All right, so here's what you're going to do. I need you to make me a dexterity and brawl roll to kiss her.
Okay.
And she is going to try to dodge your what appears to be a grapple attempt.
Yeah. Does fast reflexes apply for the dodge?
Well, for your grab, I'll say that you're trying to kiss her quickly, so I'll allow it.
Okay.
Oh boy, this is going to be close.
What's my difficulty?
Your difficulty 6.
Okay.
Okay.
6 successes.
Excuse me?
I rolled 6, 7, 6, 9, 10, 10. Unfortunately, those 10s did not reroll into successes, so it's just a 6.
Okay. One moment, please. Okay. The combat begins. You stride forward, lash out your hands, grab the side of her hair, and pull her in for a kiss. You feel necrotic energy pour out of you as you siphon death energy into her. You got 2 successes on the life effect, which means that is going to be 4 levels of aggravated damage. As you watch part of her flesh begin to rot and decay in front of you. You are going to release her, because you just kind of and feel the magic like siphon, tendrils of life magic and necrotic energy siphon between you like threads connecting a pair of tin cans. And yeah, that's going to be your turn. Damn. Evelyn, it's your turn.
Okay. I would like to go attack one of the automatons.
Okay.
With whatever heavy object I have in my hand, and
you have a pike on you.
Okay, so mainly I want to smack them as a focus for the reason that I am going to destroy object with my entropy 3 matter 4.
Yep, that will
and
work.
Transmute them into dust.
So what you are going to do, it's going to be 2 rolls. So you basically just have to make contact.
Okay.
So what we're going to do is we're going to do your magic roll first, like we did with Darcie just now. So you are going to make me a, this is going to be a difficulty of, this is vulgar. So difficulty of 8. 9. It's difficulty 9 for this effect. Do you have any quintessence?
I apparently have 4 points of quintessence on my sheet.
Okay, you can spend, what's your avatar rating?
4.
You can spend up to 3 to lower that difficulty down as low as 5.
Okay. I think I'll spend 2.
Okay.
Would willpower lower at all?
Yes, willpower is an automatic success.
Okay. I will spend a willpower.
Okay.
And spend 2 quint.
Okay.
I don't think there's really anything else I can do to lower it.
There's not.
At this point. Okay.
No.
So what is my difficulty now?
You spent 2 to lower it, so your difficulty is 6, and you already have 1 success.
Okay. Okay. And 10's reroll auto, right?
10's
I thought you said
reroll on
9.
magic. I said no. I spent a something good happens to make it, because I already said it, and she already rolled, so I spent it. I had 2 something good happens. I just spent it to make.
I also
up
realized, did you do my moon thing? I think I forgot to factor that in for my vulgar roll.
I did actually. I counted it. I took a -1 to it. All right. What do we got, Evelyn?
Okay. So that's 3 successes on top.
3 successes. Now, how does that rote work for damage on successes?
So it's the one in the Nine Spheres book.
Okay.
By combining matter and entropy, can utterly destroy. By infusing it with pure energy of decay, object will crumble to dust if enough successes are reached, with more durable objects requiring more successes. If enough successes to turn it to dust aren't reached, the object may still be rendered useless by the damage it takes.
Okay. So, what I'd like you to do is make me a dexterity and melee roll at a difficulty of 8 to hit it with this thing.
Okay.
You need 1 success for this row to work.
And it was difficulty 8, correct?
Difficulty 8. You just need 1.
3.
Okay, so winding up, you take a look at this automaton and smack it straight in the chest with this. There's going to be a rupture of energy. Its arm is going to completely fly off. The machine gun arm that you see obviously has machine gun parts in it is going to collapse to the ground next to it, and a gaping hole is going to render in its chest. It is still up, but you can see that a huge parts of its clockwork internals and its steam engine have been damaged. It is going to be operating at a -5 penalty on all actions.
Excellent.
Because it has a lot of health levels, but you just did 6 points of aggravated damage to it. And hurt its machinery. All right. Josephine.
Can you just remind me of how we're all laid out here?
Basically, the center area is a large square, 20 by 20. They are kind of in the center. You are walking through. So by the time this combat starts, you're about 10, 15 feet apart underneath the doorway into the central hedge courtyard. We'll call that, this is what we'll call that, the central hedge room thing. Okay. Octavia is standing in the center, flanked by 2 of her men. Evelyn has ran up to the one on the right and smashed it with a hammer. Darcie has ran straight up the center and kissed her, and the one on the left is going beep, boop, beep, and is about to probably open fire.
Cool. With Force's sight up, can I tell if these automaton or whatever are being powered by forces at all?
So your Force's sight is just for dark vision, right?
Yeah. Well,
So-
okay, yeah. Fair.
Now, a quick question on that. You're using, basically, you're just bending light, or are you looking in infrared?
Well, see, I was originally hoping to, just see the power. I know with forces you have to kind of choose, but I wasn't necessarily going for dark sight, but then we went with dark sight, so that's fine.
Oh, my bad.
No, it's okay. I wasn't clear in what I was saying because I forgot that with forces you do actually have to choose a force.
Mm-hmm.
So...
However, I will say with your 5 successes and your ability to see in the dark, you will see that steam is ushering out of a pipe behind their heads.
Okay. I guess, yeah, I was looking for some sort of electricity or lightning or because that's what I was originally looking for, was the lightning to the thing. But steam works too, if I could see that in the dark.
Yeah, you can definitely see that in the dark. It looks like the back
Cool.
of their heads are breathing heavily in a cold room, like just that kind of puffing smoke.
That makes sense. Yeah.
And for ease of convenience, we will say that they are each wearing musketeer tabards. The one on the left is wearing a red one. The one on the right, your right, is wearing a blue one. Josephine, you are probably going after the red one. Evelyn, smack the blue one.
Cool. Sounds good to me. I would like to... I'm trying to decide. I have so many options. There's too many options. Because what I wanted to do won't work, but that's okay. I'm going to just try and whip that one with the prime whip that I have.
Okay. Go ahead. Make me a dexterity plus melee roll at a difficulty of 7. You can spend willpower if you'd like.
No, I'm okay.
Okay. Are you going to use forces to increase the damage?
Not for this one.
Okay.
She's not sure she can actually do this, so she's trying it first.
Okay.
And then if she doesn't hurt herself doing it, she'll bring out the other stuff. And also, she's trying to not pull out all the vulgar magic all the time anymore.
That's fair.
Difficulty 6 or
Difficulty of 7.
7. Oh, actually, it doesn't matter. 3 successes.
3 successes. All right. Roll me strength or dexterity, whichever you prefer, plus 3 lethal, or pardon me, aggravated damage.
Okay. And that is difficulty 6, right?
Difficulty 6.
Just 2.
Well, 2 levels of aggravated damage are going to lash out, and you are going to cut a sizzling chunk of metal off of the chest of this one, which is going to start to burn away a little bit as the quintessential energy leaves this large gap. With your dark sight, you're going to see all of the steam gears moving inside.
Okay, cool.
Oh, hey, that means that they're all inside of line of sight for forces and matter effects now. All right, now it is Octavie's turn. Octavie is going to gasp as her life force is siphoned out of her, and is going to look at you with a look of horror on her face. You witch! You monster! And is going to lunge at you, Darcie, with her blade drawn. It flashes in the air, and you can make me a dodge roll.
I would love to. So dodge is...
Dex and athletics. I'm going to spend a willpower on this.
Okay.
And I'm going to spend a freaking more on this.
I'm assuming fast reflexes apply?
Fast reflexes... Sure. We got to hammer that down so it doesn't work for everything.
Okay, fair.
But sure. I'll allow it this time. I'm spending that other something good happens.
Okay. What's my difficulty?
Difficulty 6.
5.
5 successes? That is very lucky. All right.
None of those were 10s too, so even if it didn't apply,
right.
none of them were 10s.
So I spent a something good happens to say that it applied regardless. So dodging forward, her blade is going to glimmer in the dark as it slashes toward you, and you feel a blade that is heavier than steel slash out, barely missing your throat. It glimmers with the same energy that the whip does. All right. Clockwork Automaton number 1, the blue one, is going to look down at its destroyed arm, look back up at Evelyn, and go, you're going to hear a bunch of clicks and things like that, and you will see a punch card slide into place in an open spot in its throat, and you will hear, surrender, mon ami, and it is going to take a swing at you. Very badly. That is 1 dice. You can make me a dex and dodge roll, Evelyn.
What counts as dodge?
Athletics. They changed it to athletics in this edition. Yeah. It's a dodge
there is
roll.
No dodge.
That's my revised brain. Sorry, it's dex and athletics to make a dodge.
What was my difficulty?
Difficulty 6.
Okay. That is 3 10s and a 9.
Okay. I think I'm going to give narrative control at this point to your magic road. It's going to lean back with its one good arm and pitch forward to punch you. You are going to dodge out of the way with such alacrity.
Dodge?
Yes, sure. If you want to dodge all the way back, you can.
No, like the leaning back dodge.
Yeah, you can totally do it with the lean
Matrix
back.
dodge.
And as you do, it's going to swing over you. The velocity is going to cause it to go whoop, and is going to go and collapse to the ground. Nice. And kind of struggles like a half-destroyed turtle. All right.
I am picturing a torso with like the arm, like the shoulder joints of the arm that are falling off and whatnot, like wiggling, which makes it kind of just wiggle in place.
Yeah. And then its chest kind of looks like almost like bits of orange peel, like the metal has been like dissolved to the point where half of it's not even functional anymore. And it is going to be Red Clockwork Guy right in front of Josephine. Josephine, it's going to look at you, raise its hand, and you're going to see barrels in its fingers. Would you like to make me a dex and dodge roll since you're at point blank range? It is going to not spend willpower because it doesn't have any. Which is a shame for it. Ooh.
Difficulty 6?
Yeah.
I don't botch.
Oh God, no.
6.
Okay.
I just fail.
You just fail. Okay, yep. So that
was that was 6 dice, and my highest was a 6, and I had 2 1s.
Okay. You got real lucky with this. Okay, you're gonna take 3 points of lethal damage on 9 dice as it unloads a clip into you. Its arm opens up and you hear as it strafes across you, punching you with 3 bullets along your torso. Top of the initiative, Darcie. What do you do?
Darcie's gonna be like, well, if you want to go the hard way, I don't know why I'm doing a French accent now. Oh, and she's going to she's gonna spend a point of willpower, and she's gonna use her witch's curse brooch to just hurt her.
Hurt her?
Just do lethal damage.
Okay. How do you do this in lore?
In the lore, I think Darcie's going to she's gonna start chanting in
reach out, grab her soul.
She's gonna reach out into the ether. She's gonna start chanting in old Irish, and she's going to she's gonna quickly go on the ground and just quickly draw a magic circle, and she will chant, draw the circle, and then just literally like a witch thrust her hands out at her.
All right. Make me a magic difficulty of 6, please.
Okay.
I said something really dumb in our private chat just now.
Tata whiskey, Oscar Wilde, Irish Spring.
Yeah, it's old Irish, but it still checks out.
Difficulty 6.
Difficulty 6 because of your moon phase.
That is going to be so it's 3 successes, so 6 points of lethal damage.
Oh, you suck.
I know.
Oh, do I have anything I can use to soak that?
I don't. I have everything set up to soak incoming attacks. Not internal attacks, unfortunately.
Life mage.
Okay. So, reaching out, how does this go? Tell me how she dies.
She's, knowing that this is kind of the inevitable, that she has to do this, and she's trying to do this in the most painless way to her, she is casting this disease that just rapidly attacks her lungs and her heart to make them stop in the fastest way possible. And through this, as she's chanting this, Darcie's she's in full on just tears and anger that she's having to kill this woman to get out to save her friends. And she does not want to do this, but it's the only way that she has to do this. And she just tries to make her go to sleep as nicely as she can, but she's just not having a good time.
So with that, you are just going to hear almost an audible pop echo through meat and bone as blood is going to start dribbling down her nose. I need to ask, with this, are you attacking the brain or the heart?
I think Darcie would probably go for the heart, because I don't think she necessarily knows the brain as much of that, so I think she goes and tries to...
She is dressed in a period French outfit, so there is a bit of a plunging neckline with her breasts pushed up. You are going to see this ripple across her flesh, and then this crunching noise as her ribs invert around her heart. And it sounds, she coughs, and it sounds like the echo of a squishing tomato as her heart explodes. And she looks up at you and tips forward, hitting the ground. And, one moment, please. Darcie, you have 14 points of paradox that are going off right now.
Oh, boy.
Can you please do me a favor and can you mark down that your appearance is lowered by 2 for the next bit?
Okay.
Darcie, your eyes are going to go from green to black. Sclera. Your entire eye, iris, cornea fills with blood until it blackens. And your lips will begin to be veined with black. As you use this witchcraft power, you are going to have lines of black replacing all of the capillaries in your face and chest. Webs of dark magic visible on your skin.
Cool, cool, cool. Awesome. So 2 points, like 2 dots, right?
2 dots for now, yeah.
Yeah. Okay, cool.
Yeah, so just temporarily mark it down by 2. It'll probably heal.
Hopefully.
However, I will say that you'll have a -3 difficulty to all intimidation challenges.
Perfect.
Okay, so we're going to drop you down to 0. That is going to be your turn.
Fine.
Evelyn, what do? The robots still seem like they are functioning for a moment. This one is on the ground. May I offer a suggestion?
Yes.
It has exposed gear, and you have a spear. Do you have technology or science?
I have 4 dots of science and 3 of technology.
If you would like to make me a dexterity and technology roll to stab it, or an intelligence and melee roll.
It actually ends up being the same number of dice either way.
Okay, that's perfect for me. So go ahead, you are at a difficulty of 5 because it is prone.
That's 4 successes.
4 successes, all right. You are going to stab into its chest. I'm not even going to make you roll damage unless you... You know what, let's let you roll damage. Can you do me a favor? And I'm going to allow you to do something really dumb. Can you please make me an intelligence roll instead of strength for your damage. And you got 4 successes?
Uh-huh.
Intelligence plus 7.
Int plus 7?
In damage, yeah. Lethal.
Okay. 2, 4, 6. Okay,
Yes,
I
you
have to
got-
re-roll one of these dice because that is
I will
more than
say
10.
your pike is going to be ruined after this because the gears are going to just chew it up and grind it into them.
And sorry, you said difficulty 7?
Difficulty 6.
Difficulty 6. Okay.
No, plus 7 dice. So you have like 10, 11 dice?
11.
What's your int specialty?
Deductive.
Nah, not for this. Looking for 6s.
Okay. That's 6 successes.
Yeah, okay. You know what really grinds my gears? Nothing anymore because you just dismantled it. So this thing...
If I can do it very quickly, I would like to wholesale take chunks if they look like I could repurpose them into a smaller thing quickly.
It has an entirely operational, like, mechanical machine gun arm laying next to it that dissolved
I
off.
would like to take that.
Okay. You have 1 machine gun arm.
Excellent.
Okay. All right. And
I'll probably
Joseph...
just take like a cog from inside of it or a few things like that to put on the end of the arm to like activate it.
Yeah, that sounds good.
Yeah.
All right. Josephine, it is your turn.
So Josephine gets shot. And she reels back. And she looks at the whip and just goes, why do I try new things? Wraps the whip around her fist and punches into the automaton to use forces to shut it the fuck down.
Okay, so let's go ahead and give me that forces roll. That is going to be, give me your forces roll. It will be a, let's see, that's going to be difficulty of 5 on your Arete check.
That is 3 successes.
Okay, please do me the honor of rolling strength plus, you said how many successes? 4?
3.
3. Okay, so strength plus 3 at a difficulty of 5 because its internals are exposed.
Cool.
Evelyn, while she is doing this, can you do me a favor? Never mind. I rolled your paradox, none of it went off. Mark 14 on your sheet as total.
I'm guessing I don't have any, like, specialty reroll 10 thing on this. I don't think I do.
Oh, sorry, no,
Paradox is chasing my quint around the top of the paradox.
That's how it works. And if
Yep.
if they meet, paradox wins. I gave you the wrong roll to make. And you need to make me a Dex and Brawl roll to hit.
Okay. That is the same roll I just made, so can I keep those 5 successes?
You can totally. Yep. Okay. So do me a favor, and you are going to roll. You're going to roll strength plus 5. You know what? You're going to roll strength plus 4 because the whip is not going to give you a +1 wrapped around your hand as a bonus. So strength plus 4. And also, you got 3 successes on the magic roll.
Yes.
Okay. So take 5 and add 7 dice of aggravated damage to that as well. You're rolling 12 dice of damage total for this.
Okay, so hold on. It was strength plus 4 originally.
Oh,
Correct?
God, you're right. Yeah, so it's strength plus 4 plus 7.
Plus 7. Okay.
So strength plus 11.
Okay.
I don't know where I got the 5 from. So only 11 dice of aggravated damage. That's probably fine. He'll survive.
It's fine. He's gonna totally just walk it off.
He's going to join the party. His name's Copper Bob.
Copper Bob. Well, my paradox matched my experience before my paradox went off.
Nice. Okay, and that's going to be boop, boop, boop. Boop.
That difficulty 6?
Difficulty of 6.
That's 10 successes.
Okay, Jen, I need you to do me a big favor. I rolled your paradox just now. So you are going to run forward and go boom, punch into it. It is going to begin to erupt, and I need you to do me a big favor. I'm going to reroll 2 of these just to be mean. Perfect. And
Fair. That's
that.
fair.
Okay, so I need you to make me you can make me a dex and athletics roll.
Okay.
Darcie, you are right next to this. You may make me a dex and athletics roll.
Oh boy.
At a difficulty of, you know what? I'll just lower the damage. And Evelyn, you may make me a dex and athletics roll. So Josephine hits into this thing. It looks down. One of the punch cards is going to go click, click. Sacre bleu. And you'll hear... and your paradox energy is going to file into it, and it is going to explode. It looks like you're gonna have to jump.
What's the difficulty?
Difficulty of 6.
I did real bad. I got 1 success.
Cool. I need you to
I rolled
roll
several 4s.
I need you to
3.
Okay. So, you are 1 meter away, and Evelyn is 3 meters away. So I'm going to reduce damage accordingly. I need everyone here to make me a soak roll. Josephine, you were trying to soak 7 levels of bashing damage.
Josephine, no!
Robin, you are trying to soak 6 levels of bashing damage.
Oh, I soaked 2 of them.
Okay, so you're going to take 4 levels of bashing damage as you are catapulted off your feet onto the ground.
Ow.
And Evelyn, you are trying to soak 4.
Okay, and that's just a stamina roll, correct?
This is just a stamina roll.
What's the difficulty?
Difficulty 6.
Okay. That is 3 successes.
Okay, so you'll take 1 point of bashing damage off the 4 you were trying to soak. And
So on my 3 dice, I
Yep.
rolled 2 1s and a 10.
oh no.
Thank
Well, we
goodness
were-
1s don't subtract for soak rolls.
On soak rolls, we did establish that. So you are
We
going
did
to take,
establish that.
what is that, 6 points of bashing?
Yep, I'm all right.
Okay, you're unconscious, right?
Uh-huh.
Okay, so you had how many points of damage before?
I had 3.
Okay, so 3, and that means that you are back
So,
around.
yeah, do I go down to incapacitated first and then wrap around? Or...
You wrap around at incap, yeah.
Yeah, so I go down 4 and then I wrap around. So I have 5 lethal and 2 bashing.
Yes, you may make stamina rolls every round to stay conscious with bashing
Cool.
damage. All right, there is a cataclysmic boom as the mechanized creature explodes with impossible force. There is not enough steam inside of it to cause this explosion, but somehow it does. Maybe it was overcharged. Maybe there was something inside of it. It's going to send Josephine careening ass over tea kettle through one of the stone benches and into the hedge, where you're going to see her legs sticking out like the Wicked Witch of the West. Darcie, it's going to hurl you backwards, and Evelyn, it's going to slam into you a bit, kind of like knocking you off kilter and down to one knee. I'm going to say that Chastity and Dr. Vivienne are a bit further away. And with that, the sky above you is going to shimmer, and you will see that you are in a large room, like a gymnasium. The hedge remains. However, looking at it now, you can see that they are all dead, dried plants, or made of some type of cloth. Everything inside of here, including your clothes, remains the same. Matter magic having woven it into existence. However, as you recover, you will see a couple of the guards, the 4 men in the shadows that were surging toward you and would have been there on the next round, stumble toward you with confusion on their faces. They look down at their blades and drop them with a shock, and then run away from the sound of the explosion. What do you all do? Josephine, make me a stamina roll.
I'll do that, but from the hedge you hear just a groaned, "Oh, right, that's why I don't do that."
Darcie's gonna limp over to Josephine and try and heal her, and then also heal herself.
1 success on stamina to stay conscious.
Okay, so you are going to kind of be a little like... All right, go ahead and make me a healing check at a difficulty of 7, please. Pardon me, a difficulty of 6 with your moon phase.
Do health boxes subtract die from magic rolls?
They do not.
Okay.
Technically, I could call you for concentration if you didn't have time to do this, but you
Okay,
have
yeah.
you have a minute to go and cast.
Yeah. Difficulty 6, you say? That's gonna be... Is that a 5 or 6? That's a 5. So 2 successes for Josephine, so 4.
Josephine, 4 levels of damage are going to heal, starting with the highest damage down. So congratulations, you're only wounded.
Just
From
where I started today.
Stumbling from the shadows, Chastity and Dr. Freeman are going to come out. And Dr. Freeman will look at you, Darcie, and say, "Physician, heal thyself."
Yeah. Oh, I just wanted to make sure. Unconscious, we're conscious again. I'll tend to myself, and then Darcie will do herself.
All right. So go ahead, spend a willpower.
Mm-hmm. That will be for 2 successes for myself, which will bring me back up to...
So that'll heal 4 points of damage.
Yep, which I took 4, so Darcie's all good now.
Okay.
Was it
And-
4 you healed me for? I just double checking.
Yes, 4 as well.
With the sheet, it's like click, and it takes forever to like try and change.
Yep.
Okay. So mark yourself down for 3 points of paradox, by the way, for healing the lethal.
Mm-hmm.
But the bashing damage is fine. You just rubbed it off.
Exactly. It's fine.
It's fine. Bashing's internal anyway.
Yeah.
So, Evelyn, as your compatriots are being healed, you gather up that machine gun. And with your perception, I'm not going to make you roll for this, but I will say that you notice on Octavie's corpse, her belt has a number of doodads and chemicals hanging from it.
I am going to go raid her corpse.
Sounds good. Doing a quick check of it, you can see that there are a number of instant mixing chemicals, things that are very familiar to you. Looks like glues, adhesives, solvents, some gunpowder related things, enough that you could probably have a small amount of chemicals on you for the time ahead for instant mixing. A lot of oils and things like that, as well as a small vial of petrol, or whatever the equivalent was in that day. Probably petrol. Pretty sure gasoline was something like that was around. Anyway, I studied cars. I didn't study that far back.
I mean,
As
they had the oil lights, gas lights and oil.
At the very least, there's machine oil and machine fuel
Mm.
there. Darcie, what is your nature?
My nature is vigilante.
Go ahead and regain a point of willpower
Yeah.
for taking vigilante justice into your hands. Josephine, what's your nature?
I'm not down willpower, but it's survivor.
Okay, there you go. And Evelyn, what's your nature? Is it visionary?
I'm just trying to remember what I put where.
Is it
My
the-
nature is mad scientist.
Yeah, you have a machine gun from a... Yeah, I'll give you a willpower for having a machine gun from a robot arm.
Sweet. Back to full.
All right.
Also, thank you, chat, for buying willpower to be so I can able to cast magic, because I'm still down to half willpower, but I've used pretty much every roll I've had to use willpower to heal and harm people. So appreciate it. I need
To
my
heal
spell book.
me.
I need my spell book
Yay.
real bad. Oh my god.
As you take a moment and heal yourselves, looking beyond you, you can see... Well, there appears to be some sort of optical illusion. The back door out of this chamber, this square in the center of the hedge that you see, you can see a hedge wall beyond it. Right? It's just an archway, hedge wall connected to it, and then a hedge wall behind it about 10 feet. But when you look at it, the hedge wall doesn't shift correctly. And you realize that there isn't a hedge wall 10 feet behind it. The shadows play tricks on your eyes. The doorway has a hedge growing directly through the center of it. And you can see a slight part between the growth of the green hedge. You can see there's a seam. And an outcropping of green. What do you all do?
I'm assuming that's also where I saw a bunch of that's the same archway
That's
that
the
I saw
exact same.
earlier that had
It is.
the different the pandemonium. How are we all feeling?
I wasn't expecting that.
No, but just yet another reason why to take him out of any ability to interfere with anything again.
You're also both seeing Darcie with her lovely blackness too. Just, I don't know if you guys care react, but just reminder, Darcie looked terrifying.
I think Josephine is kind of in this haze of, like, almost died a couple of times in the last little while. And also, maybe I'll be tactful for once and not mention scary darkness.
Make me a willpower roll.
I think you're going to get a glance from Evelyn and a look up and down and just, okay.
Because Darcie hasn't seen a mirror yet, so she's going to be, that's going to be a fun look in the mirror for Darcie. Eventually.
Botched. I double botched.
Do you need
You know what you gotta do then.
Too?
No, well, yeah, go ahead. You can make me a willpower roll not to say anything or react, but Josephine's going to turn and basically do a cartoon double take at Darcie. What?
What?
I think I succeeded. There's a couple tens in there.
Okay, that's good.
Darcie, are you okay?
Yeah, I feel fine. Why?
She's kind of going to reach out a little bit because she's still kind of hazy and obviously has no willpower to not do this. But she's going to reach out and, like, touch the lines on your face. Be like,
what are you doing?
You're
I think
you've got black, like, veins in your eyes.
What? What?
I don't...
Darcie's gonna look for a reflective surface somewhere.
There is nothing nearby that is particularly reflective.
Cool. Darcy's just gonna be like, oh, okay. I mean, I feel fine. I don't think
That's
Well,
good.
That's all that
That's
really matters then.
That's good. Yeah.
okay. Shall we go and find him? And dismember him?
Yes, let's do that.
Is anybody walking up to the door?
Oh yeah.
Evelyn will start approaching it, yes.
Yeah.
A quick investigation reveals that the hedge growth surrounds, and the hedge and ivy that is there surrounds another bulkhead wheel, like the one you used to enter this chamber. A quick wrench of it releases the pressure, and the grinding of metal gives way. On the other side, you see, once more, the molded paneling and dark hallways of the sanatorium. You're facing a wall. The passageway goes to the left and to the right. And as you step into the hallway and look around, once more, a voice begins to come over an intercom.
So, it appears that you are beyond treatment. It shames me to say this, but I cannot help you. You are murderers, and I have no choice but to discharge you.
Evelyn rolls her eyes really hard.
We'll discharge ourselves, thanks.
What did you do to her? What was wrong with her? Why did you?
There's no reasoning with an idiot, Darcie.
If you follow the corridor to your left, you will find the doors back to Paris quite open. Take your perverts and go. And do not trouble this facility longer.
We can just go, Vivian says.
You should go.
Evelyn will just glance to the others and...
Doctor, I think you should get out of here.
It doesn't seem
You
to
have
have that much
business.
backup if he had to rely on those who are mad.
I'm not going to leave the four of you here alone.
I think we should maybe teach him that he shouldn't mess with people just because he thinks he's right. Who is he to judge?
Also, he can't torture and mutilate anyone else anymore.
He calls
We
us
need to
murderers,
protect.
but he's the one who
protect.
attacked us with those people. I think it makes him the murderer.
You
We
should
protect
leave.
ourselves.
Now. You have
Just
been
think
formally
people look like
discharged
he is.
by the facility.
Then you have
Don't
no
make-
right to tell us what to do.
Just like a woman to be completely unreasonable.
Just like a man,
Just like
to
a
think he's
man.
always right.
Gonna say the exact same thing, Christina. Love it.
Leave. Or else I will be forced to treat you like men.
And you'll hear a click.
Oh,
If you can still hear us,
huh?
you can still hear us, which I'm pretty sure you can. Why don't you stop being a coward and hiding behind a desk and a room far away and come and be a man and face us yourself?
I think we have to go find him Chastity says, and points a gloved hand at a placard on the wall in front of you. There is an arrow that in French says Reception to the left. And to the right, it says Administration.
I think he's given us a gilded pathway.
Yep. Then let's follow it.
And I think that's probably where we should end game for the night.
Yes, we have to wait for Amy to come
Yes,
back
we
before we can
can't.
go wreck an asshole.
We gotta have girl power.
We have to have girl power and a fucking mind mage to fuck him
Right.
up real bad.
Right. Please,
Right?
please, Amy,
Oh,
come
God.
protect us with
Yeah,
the
please,
mind.
you're
I
gonna
am
need it.
just looking forward to, honestly, crimping his breathing tube and injecting something in it.
Piss. Just put piss in it.
Well, I just all of a sudden
Listen
have all
it.
these chemicals, and
Mm-hmm.
that means I can probably transmute whatever he's breathing.
Oh, God.
Uh-huh.
Oh, God.
Yep.
Here we go.
And
Um,
Force's magic can definitely play with the air in those tubes.
I have
I was-
petrol. I
was
can
this
paralyze
close.
it inside there, and then forces can go like that. Arson, teamwork!
Oh, my God. You're gonna team arson his fucking lungs?
Yes.
Yes.
I...
Mars is in his lungs.
And if
Um,
I inject petrol and aerolyze it, it makes it incidental for Jen, I think.
Yeah.
I need a spark, but I can make a spark.
Well, he's using all this machinery, so obviously something must spark in there.
God.
Obviously.
You don't
Um,
need a spark for things to randomly catch on fire in the Victorian era. People wearing corduroy pants catch on fire in the Victorian era.
I mean, honestly, as long as somebody's wearing green, I shouldn't have any trouble poisoning somebody either, incidentally.
Oh
It's
my
true.
God, the Victorian era.
Arsenic dye.
Anyway, folks, thanks for tuning into
Also
this
white.
episode of Mage the Ascension, the Victorian, or any hat. Yes, for joining us for Mage the Ascension. We back, baby. This season is going to be a bit shorter, so I hate to break your heart, but next episode's probably the season finale, but it's going to be a rocker of a finale. We already have the art and everything set up for season 3, though, which is going to be starting right away in January, so you won't have to wait very long. As we go into... Honestly, the arc I've been waiting for the longest on this, because it's just a dumb story, and I love it. I love it so much. It's good. It has a train.
It's really cool that you're saying that the next time's the finale. Because I definitely plan to do some makeup for Darcie next time, because I bought the context for another character, but will work for Darcie next game. So
I
I'm
think that
excited
if those continue into book
Darcie.
3, you should get like a widow veil to cover your... Yeah.
Oh fuck yes. Oh.
Because you have the little lace, the little hat, the fascinator. You could just attach a
Yep.
veil to it. And you can buy that type of like cloth at Fabricland for like I don't know, $5.
Super cheap. Super cheap.
So next episode is in 2 weeks. We will see you in 2 weeks on not this coming Saturday, which I'm taking a day off. Mwahaha. But the following Saturday. Folks, thank you so much for supporting us, for being here for Mage the Ascension the Victorian Age. If you like what we do here, you can go and support our sponsors over at Bookwyrm Games and use code DorkTales. You can go to Bones Coffee and get yourself some magical flavored coffee for 20% off using code DorkTales. We get a kickback from that. It's good coffee. And they pay us when you buy stuff from them. So, hey, I like that. Or the best way to do it is to head right over to Patreon. At patreon.com/dorktales. You can see a bunch more Chronicles of Darkness games. You can see a lot of stuff that you are really going to love. You can see the new Old Gods of Appalachia game, which is a horror-themed game set in 1931 in West Virginia. It is dope.
Good.
We all have
I watched
accents.
it. It's so good to watch. I'm not in that game, so I'm not like even plugging because I'm in it. It's just so fun to listen
Yep.
to and watch it work. Oh my god!
And you're
I
also
love it.
producing this season, so you're helping me come up with ideas.
I am
Um,
helping come up with ideas, but it's also really great.
Yep. So definitely join us. You can also join the likes of people like my mom. My mom's on the Patreon. Don't you want to be with on a list with my mom?
Kelly's mom has got it going on.
But my brother's name is Stacy, so you know. Yeah, well, interesting.
Yeah.
Yeah. Anyway, so Stacy's stepmom has, yeah, okay. So anyway, folks, you can join the likes of our divine producer, my mom, our demonic producer, Precarious, who just ran 10 Candles a little while ago, which is up on YouTube right now. Go watch it. Help us get those numbers up. Our wizards of the Patreon, Tammy the Forever Cleric, and the ever magely Ink Goblin, who is a huge mage fan, and I really appreciate all of his ideas and stuff. He's to blame for the cat skeletons, or the cat mummies in that one shot. And a big thank you to our High Council of the Patreon, which is Taryn, Buddy, Amethyst, Raven with Baubles, Karasha Urquhart, Chef Eladeth, Larouk, Sorcerer Sanguine, and Mike Baxter. And hey, folks, if you're listening to this later on podcast, let me know. I might name an NPC after you, because I like that. Join our Discord, it's free. And what else should I say to you? I hope you have a great time. Go listen to Jen's podcast, and there was something else I was going to say, and it was really good. It was great. It was this top tier, great stuff. Oh yeah, come and join us for the finale of The World Below, which we are running as a special sponsored stream from onyxpath on this Thursday. So it's going to be a pretty cool session. I think you're going to really enjoy it. And with that, we will see you next time here on Mage the Ascension, the Victorian Age. Good night, everyone. Au revoir.